Hey everybody, just fed the 125 here. I'm having battle of the catfish down the bottom of the tank. I got the zebras and the bristlenose, and then of course the Synodontis comes around and cruises over top of everybody. So everyone's fighting for space. I'm trying to get the overhead light turned on here. I've got a light that I only use when I'm shooting video because it's just unnecessary, especially when I'm not even in the room most of the day. It's pretty bright. I was afraid it was going to scare the fish away, so we'll see what happens. These are always interesting fish to watch. They're getting a lot more bold too. I don't know if it's just with age or if it's just, time in the tank. They're getting more and more used to being in it. They've been in it for quite a while now, so you think they'd be used to it. So it might just have something to do with their age. As they get larger, they get more, just bolder. They get more armor plated and they get bigger and heftier. There's my bristlenose, and I know there's no bristles. That, from my understanding, is because it's a female. And it's getting pretty beefy and pretty sizable. It's a few years old now, maybe 3.5 years old, something like that. I'm terrible at keeping track of time and when I get things and how long I've had them. But it's been in there for quite a few years. I had it since before I had this tank. And I've had this tank for 2 years now. Yeah, so this fish is probably at least 3. These are the really pretty ones. Now, I had some behavior in these not long ago that I thought might be pre-spawning courtship sort of behavior, but it never really amounted to anything. I never got to see anything besides that one display. I did get a video of it. If I can find it, which I'm sure I can, I'll go ahead and attach a card right here. You can check that out. It was, just interesting behavior between the two of them. Still need to get over here and fix this Java fern. It's not tucked in properly where I want it. That end of that log is still all ugly and exposed, but it makes my catfish a lot happier because he likes to lie upside down in the foliage up there. It gives him a good sense of security. So it's not that big a deal. I've removed it and, or I should say I've moved it. I've tucked it in and put it where I've wanted it on several occasions, and it always just gets knocked loose again. Wouldn't surprise me if the catfish wasn't the one that was getting in there and doing it. I'm not sure what his problem with the tilapia is. That is the only fish he seems to be aggressive with in any manner, and that was the extent of it. He just sort of chases it around a little bit from time to time. The tilapia doesn't seem to mind, just sort of swims away. See, it's not like he just goes after it every moment he sees it. Now, of course, Wassie's probably going to go after it. But he does every now and again. It's almost like he's just sort of reminding him who's boss or something. I'm not really sure what's going on between the Synodontis and the tilapia. Now, they are both African fish. They're both West African, if I'm not mistaken. So perhaps that is sort of instinctual. Maybe they do inhabit the same waters in the real world. And that maybe they are enemies or something. I have no idea. But if that's the extent of the aggression I see, I can live with that. It's not really that big of a deal. That Synodontis doesn't really bother much of anybody. So that was about it, really. I just wanted to try to get a little bit of the... Oh, there he goes again, chasing it. But now that's a little bit of the behavior I was talking about. That sort of multiple specimens in one cave. I've got a couple of those little... zebras in there now. There's little chocolate zebras in there, and they're sort of tussling back and forth before, so who knows, maybe I do have a couple that have paired off and they just haven't spawned yet, or maybe they have spawned and it just hasn't been successful or something. I don't know, but I'm dying to come down here one day and see a bunch of little tiny baby chocolate zebra plecos in the tank. I think that'd be fantastic. So we'll see. You never know. The guy I got them from bred them. He was getting out of doing it because he said it was just, more pain in the butt than it was really worth when you really got right down to how much money he got for them. They're not cheap, but they're not particularly, they're not exotic either. They're not super expensive. I think they go anywhere from $25 to $40 depending on, the pet store you go to. That's these over here I'm talking about, these chocolate zebras. Beautiful fish. But he bred them, and he insisted to me that if I had multiple specimens in a tank and I had nice caves, he said they're closed cave breeders. They like to have, closed-in caves. They won't spawn in like a pipe or a tube or something. But he says you put them in your tank and they'll breed. They're not hard to do. So I've had them together for a few years now, and I've never seen any, offspring. But I also got them when they were really young, so maybe it takes a couple years to come to maturity, and they're just now. Maybe this is the early stages of maturity. Who knows? I just think it's neat, and I can't wait till the day I come down here and find some little baby Chocolate Zebra Plecos swimming around in my tank. So while I've got you here, I'll remind you to go check out my Patreon page. I just got done shooting some video for that. It was a little bit of between the scenes. I was doing a before and after water change, so while I was waiting for the tank to fill back up, I just sort of had a little chat with everybody for a little while. That'll be a video that'll be on my Patreon page for my patrons, and it'll stay there for a week or two, and then it'll get deleted away, then be gone, and it'll be sort of the equivalent of just a casual conversation that comes and goes. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, plus a lot of other goodies, early access to my YouTube videos, pics, gifts, all that sort of thing, you should go check out my Patreon page. And you don't even have to subscribe. You can just follow along over there, and you'll actually get access to all the public stuff I post, and you'll get first notification when my YouTube videos post publicly, and so on and so forth. So it's definitely worth checking out, whatever your intentions are. So thanks again for watching this one. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel here. And don't forget, this one is my 125-gallon tank. And I'll say thanks again. I'll see you real soon in the next one.